Okay.
All right, so artist section history is a history of recent sessions, activities, and is stored in the AWR. Contains statistics and data that is necessary for performance tuning. It gives easy access to real-time and historical performance information. It keeps records of active sessions at a particular point in time. The information is available by using the view $v active_session_history, and it contains statistics about SQL statements, execution plans, objects, wait events, sessions, modules, actions, services, to name a few. Okay, so the overview. This is what, like on Enterprise Manager, if you go to actually this is the path right here. The path, you go to database, transform performance, top activity, and top activity will be at the bottom of the page. That's how you access the page for your top activities. Okay, so under top activities, like you see here, there's top sequels and there's top sessions. Those are the easiest way to usually identify the issue. So top sequel. Under top sequel, you have the activity, which shows the different activities and the amount of CPU used by each SQL statement within the selected 5 minutes range. So on Enterprise Manager, when you move your cursor, it will show you activities in a range of five minutes. And this information is, it shows every second. So the information is like long running, so it takes information every second. It is color coded to indicate the type of activities. Like here, pink. Right here, pink will be others, and then gray, and so on. Then we have the SQL ID. The SQL ID shows the different SQL IDs of the queries that were made within the selected intervals. By clicking the ID, we can extract the exact SQL statements that we use in the query, and as well as the execution plans. Then you have the SQL type. SQL type is just telling you what type of DML or DDL is associated to the SQL ID. All right, so the second part is the top session. So on the top session, you also have the activity percentage, and that is also color coded to reflect what category it is. So after that, you have the session ID, which it just tells you the session ID, because each session that you start has an ID that is designated to it. Then you have the username. That's just the schema name or the name of the user. Like here we have system, sysman, sys. Then you have program. Programs, they're just like the processes. So it lists the processes that are associated with the activities or the usernames.
Do you now know where my water?
No, I don't. Okay, so the report I just started, I did not finish, but this is what I have so far. You're able to access the report. You can put the date or the range that you want your report to reflect. And then when you generate the report, it's divided into top events, load profiles, top SQL, top PL, and so forth. So I didn't finish that part. I did not finish this. I did not finish that. And then I have the scenarios. So the the ASH captures statistics every second of the hour and is therefore an effective tool for diagnosis. It comes handy while trying to troubleshoot real world work scenarios. So my first scenario here is, let's say you get a call that the database is running really, really slow. So in this case, you can use the ASH because it has information about the wait events of the activity sessions, as well as the top SQL associated. So from there, you can actually go in and see what session is causing the problem, or what SQL is wrong. Then I have another certain scenario here. This actually involves just maybe a specific issue, a specific SQL. So you get an emergency call from a user claiming that he or she is trying to make a payment but keeps receiving an error. So here the ASH will be essential in diagnosing the issue here because it shows the data about the top session and the top SQL at a particular point in time. So you can actually just go back in time and see what happened at that time without having the user just repeat the transaction. So the first thing you have to do is, obviously, you have to make sure that the actual user was really working on the database at the time that they said. So with that, you have to check like the sequence, the top session, and then you go forward to check like the username and to make sure that it matches. And then after that, you have to you can go and examine the SQL statement. So usually those SQL statements, the SQL statements with high activity percentage are usually the problematic SQL statements. So if you see like the activity level is really high, that means it's taking a really long time or it's taking a lot of CPU. Okay, let's put it there. And that's that. Now for the demonstration, I have my enterprise manager open here. So like I said, you just go to your database and you go to performance. I am actually just demonstrating how to do it on the enterprise manager, but you can do this on directly on the PuTTY as well. Then here you go to top activity.
Anita, what is the command to do the PuTTY?
The command of it's $_session something. Yeah, $active _session _history.
_view.
No, that's the view. $_ is a view. So you can desk or yeah. Okay, so like I was saying, right here, my database is not doing anything. Here you have the maximum CPU. You have the usernames and everything. So if you click on the SQL ID, it will take you to this page where you can actually see the exact SQL that was used, SQL statement that was used. You can also see the execution plan. Yeah, so this is the SQL here, the SQL statement. And if I want to, let's see, let me go back. On the top activity right here, I can go forward to, if I want to generate an ASH report, I just run here and then I specify what time I want it, like the range.
Anita, you need to select the SQL first, right?
To do what?
Go back.
Yeah, to check the the execution plan and whatnot.
Yeah.
All right, this is taking long, but this is exactly what it'll come out is. This is actually what we did in the exam. So here it shows you the top events, background events. So it pretty much tells you everything that you need to know. Yeah, about some of the objects and the sessions. Okay, that's it. Actually, hold on. So one advantage of the ASH report is that you can actually go back in time. It's better than snapshots, because here, like if you didn't have the ASH, then the alternative will be to ask the user to just repeat the transaction so you can capture the error. And that could be very inconvenient to you and also to the user. Okay, that's it.
Anita, your work was well done. Your work was well done. I don't even know what. It looks so different from, what I saw and what I thought and what I did and what I had, what I think. And
so if Anita do that, so you think, guys, everybody can do, like, maybe we're gonna take more than 30 minutes, one group, because it's going to be like one person to present everything. So that's the point.
Actually, that's true. The time counts, but what we get from your work counts more too. So I prefer you stay longer and say good stuff than saving time to say nothing. So the work was really good.
So I was thinking we could just, like, the whole group can have one PowerPoint put together and then just divide it.
Gonna have.
Yeah, okay.
That's what we're gonna have. Okay, and Corinne, it was really good. I mean, it was really good when I saw Corinne interacting. That means,
See, you think Corinne needs to add anything to that thing? It's okay.
It was so interactive. It was good. Corinne, you can go ahead.
What did you say when you saw me interrupt? What?
When I saw you interacting, like you've already seen what she's doing, you helping her. I mean, that's what I was actually waiting for.
Because I work with the same point, that's why I was so questioning.
Okay, you can go ahead and say.
Anita already said everything. Anita, I don't know what I'm going to add. Okay, let me just read.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, I'm going to talk about ASH is basically is active session historic. The definition is the historic of the recent session activities stored in the AWR. So to facilitate the identification of transit performance problem, Oracle database sample active session every second and store the sample data in a SQL buffer in the SGA. Share, everybody know the SGA. Any session that is connected to the database and is waiting for an event that do not belong to the hidden word class is considered as an active session. But capturing only active session, a management set of data is represented with the set being directly related to the work being performed rather than the number of the session allowed on the system. ASH allows you to determine and perform data analysis on the sample session activity, on the VDollar activity, underscore session, underscore history, underscore view. Sample data captured by ASH can be aggregated based on the dimension in the data, including the following: SQL identifier of a SQL statement, object number, file number, and block number, web event identifier and parameter, session identifier and session serial number, module and action name, client identifier of the session, service flash identifier. How to create an ASH report can be created manually by the SQL command or by when you go to OEM, you go to performance page, you go to top activity, you're gonna see when to run the ASU report. That's it.
All right, Corinne. Thank you. Eman.
Yeah.
Okay, the floor is.
May I have anything to add on it?
You need to say what you did.
I did not really go in details. So what I did is I did a definition as the ASI stand for active session history. It's a part of a diagnostic and tuning part. It is a view that allows you to see current and historical information about active session on the database. So that sample is taken once per minute. It can be viewed through Enterprise Manager or the SQL Plus, or the SQL Plus by using the $ Oracle _home /dbs/admin /ASHRPT.SQL, and you specify the type of what you want to view as a test. You put the start time and the end time, you put the name, and then they show you the report. And you use that report to determine what was going on the database. You saw the top session, stuff like that. So I'm so sorry, I have been very busy. I did not really go in details.
Okay. I guess you're gonna come. You guys are going to come together to have a good and better work. So who's next? Okay. So I guess everybody spoke. Oh my God. I guess everybody spoke.
The floor is yours, Renata.
I will say what I have to say now. So okay. So I'm just gonna explain the AWR as if I'm explaining to somebody I met who doesn't have any idea about what is AWR and so on and so on. So AWR, we all know the full meaning, which is automatic workload. I'm going to share my screen later, which is automatic workload repository. And it is a repository that collects and maintains statistics for problem detection in the database. And those statistics are being copied by a background process called Emmon, and they are copied to the file. So I'm explaining it to somebody that doesn't know. I guess the person is going to have some questions. For example, what are some of the statistics that are collected by the AWR? Because we talk about AWR being a repository that collects and processes and maintains statistics, but what are those statistics that AWR actually collects? If they put the statistics in front of me, how do I read an AWR report? If they put the report, in front of me, how do I read an AWR report, and how do I make this report? So that's the first thing that comes in my mind. So from these questions, I'm going to explain in detail what AWR is all about, including the report and the plan. Okay, but before I start, I'm going to give a quick history about the Oracle performance gathering and, the report tools over the years. So, it is just like Datapom. When you're explaining Datapom to someone, you need to mention the fact that before Datapom, we had import and the traditional import and export. So it is basically the same. Before the AWR was released by Oracle 10G, we originally had the UTLB stats that was used to monitor and perform metrics. I don't know if you guys heard about the metrics. And then in Oracle 8i, Stats Pact, that's how it is pronounced, was introduced, and it was extended to the Oracle 9i. Then in the 10G, the Stat Pack was evolved into the AWR. My question is the Stat Pack still used today? The same as the import and export and all those stuff? Some people ask, like, do we still use the import and export instead of Datapom? Do we still use StatPack instead of AWR? And the answer is yes. The answer is yes. Some of you, someone is going to ask me, but why do you mention StatPack? Why do you? My answer is, if I get to an environment which we are not allowed to use AWR, for example, because we have no license for it, what are we going to use? We are going to use StatPack. And remember, StatPack is free. So in most cases, they still use StatPack. So you need to have an idea of what it is, how it is being used, and all those stuff. But this is not my concern for today. So based on the question I just mentioned, what are some of the statistics collected by the AWR? We have the wait events. Okay, oh my God, Anita, can you please share your screen? Because my thing is just being so slow. But I saw it on your...
For the Enterprise Manager?
Yeah. Oh, can you go ahead and, okay, share the Enterprise Manager. So, there's some of the statistics collected by AWR. We have the active session history, the ASH, as Anita, Corinne, and Airman just explained. We have the wait event that is used to identify the performance problems. We have some of the system and session statistics that are collected from the $VStat and the $CSStat. CSStat as a system and CSStat as in session. CSStat as in session. Okay. Okay. So What else do we have? We have the resource intensive SQL statements. We have the object usage statistics. So I want to talk about the snapshot and the AWR snapshot retention. We all know the snapshots are basically when the statistics are collected. They are snapshots, and snapshot retention is just how long are they retained or how often they are being collected. By default, the snapshots are taken every hour and they are retained for 7 days. But these values can be altered. When I mean altered, I mean they can be modified using the command. You know the command you begin. Oh my God, my thing is just slow, but I can share it in the group. Begin dbms underscore workload underscore repository dot create underscore snapshot semicolon, and like you begin the same way as you begin a backup, you end a backup. Yeah, you also begin and you end. This is when you want to do a snapshot manually. So I know one day I was explaining in class about the retention of the AWR snapshot retention, and someone asked me, can we do it manually? The answer is yes, you can do it manually. So normally they are taken every hour and retained for 7 days, but by default you can take it manually. You can these values can be altered manually using the command I just listed. And the changes to these settings are reflected in the db underscore h underscore wr underscore control view. It is a view, like you can query the db underscore views and you will see you can query describe db underscore views, and you will see it. You will see the db underscore his underscore wr underscore control. So the next thing I'm going to talk about is how do I make an AWR report? So you need to know that Oracle provides 2 scripts to produce AWR report. What are those scripts? The AWR rpt.sql and the AWR rpti.sql. And these 2 reports are giving essential output by AWR rpti.sql. No, these 2 reports are giving essential outputs, but the AWR rpti.sql allows you to select a single instance. So I know you don't understand what I said, but just to make it clear, you just need to know that there are 2 scripts. When doing the AWR report, there's 2 scripts: the AWR report, like AWR rpt, and the AWR rpti. But the only difference is that the rpti allows you to select a single instance. What is an instance? Memory plus process structure. Yeah, memory plus process, whatever structure. So, and how do I generate those reports? I think I need to share my screen. Let me share my screen. Oh my God. Oh no, I'm not connected to my. Are you guys understanding what I'm talking about? Are you guys understanding what I'm talking about?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Which database file? Okay. No space left on my device. Oh my, I'm so sorry, guys. I don't have any space left on my device, so I cannot even do anything. So I was trying to explain how I generate this report. The SQL command that I guess everybody know is $oracle_home/rdbms/admin/awr report.sql. This is for the AWR report.sql, and the second one is the same command, just that instead of AWR report.sql, it's AWR rpti.sql. When I mean report, I don't mean report as in REPORT, I mean report RPT. So the first one is $oracle_home/admin/awr report.sql, and the second one is $oracle_home/rdbms/admin/awr report.i.sql. And this script prompt to enter the report format. Like when you paste this command or when you type this command, the next thing you need to enter the report format. The report format, do you want it to be on a text format or HTML? In most cases, we want it to be on the text format, and I think that's what we've been using. But I'll just send you a picture of how it looks like on the HTML format. Okay, let me send it in the group now, so you guys can take a look at it. Okay. It is long, but I'll just send I just sent it. This is how the report looks like on the HTML format. HTML format. So as I was saying, it can be on a text format or HTML format. So the next thing is gonna, when you put the format you want, the next thing is gonna ask you is, do you want it to be text on the text format or HTML format? You enter what you want, then they'll ask you this the start snapshot ID, and they'll ask you the end snapshot ID. Then after that, you put the report file name. In most cases, you can just put AWR report or whatever report name you want to give it. Then the resulting report can be opened in a browser or a text editor accordingly. An example is the example of the HTML report. I think it comes in a browser. Okay. The next thing I want to explain is how do I read an AWR report? Like when they put an AWR report, it is the same as, for example, when they put archive log. When you have a problem in your database and you go back to the archive log. When you go back to the archive log, it is just in front of you. You don't know where to start, you don't know where to end, you cannot even see what you're looking for if you don't know how to read it. It is the same as the AWR report. So I'm gonna explain you guys how I read my AWR report. So the first advice I'm gonna give you is to run an ADDM report first. The question is why? Why do I run an ADDM report when you need an AWR report for the ADDM report. I repeat, the first advice I'm gonna give you is to run the ADDM report first. Why? Simply because the ADDM report provides the root cause analysis. When I mean the root, I mean root as in root, the root of a plan. It provides the root cause analysis of the parts of the system consuming the most time. The system consuming the most time as such, so it narrows the AWR report. The ADDM provides the root causes analysis of the parts of the system consuming the most time, so it narrows down the area of focus in the AWR report. So I won't go into detail about that, but I know the person explaining the ADDM report can tell you more about it. So when looking at my AWR report, a good place to start is the top 5 times for foreground event. When Anita was explaining, she showed you the events. So when I think of Thursday, I'm gonna fix this thing, and I'll show you guys what I'm talking about. You look at the top 5 foreground event. For example, when you go to your archive log, you will not go on the top. Instead, you go on the bottom, the last ones. When you're looking for a problem, you go on the last one. For the AWR report, you instead take the top 5 you take the top 5 foreground events. So the top 5 events, the top 5 things that happen. It is found near the top of the report. Others might choose to take the top 10 foreground and look at those with the high weighting percent. As I said, what I choose is to take the top 5 events, but another one can choose to take the top 10 and just look at the one with the most weighting, the one with the high weighting percent or weight percent, whatever you want. So it gives you an indication of the problems in the system. Same as the archive. I'm going to take archive log as an example because I know a lot of people went through the archive log and know what I'm talking about. So it gives you an indication of the problems in the system. Okay. Once you've identified the top events, like top 5 events or the top 10 events, you can scroll down to see what SQL and programming language are consuming the majority of those resources. When you use to see PL/SQL, that's what we call programming language. PL/SQL. I don't know if anybody has seen it somewhere, but that's what we call by programming language. So that's what you need to see what are consuming the majority of those resources. And on the main report section, you can click the SQL statistics link. On Thursday, when I will be I'll share my screen. I will fix my data, my servers, free the space. I'll be able to do those reports, and I'll share my screen. I'll show you what I'm talking about. You can go ahead and click the SQL statistics link, and on that SQL statistics section, you can click the SQL order. It is mostly related to the weight event. The weight event, I think we talked about it when doing there was a command we did when we're talking about the performance tuning. I don't know if I can find that command, but I guess, okay, no, yes, the top command. Yes, that I think in the top command you have the weight event. Yeah, I think you have the weight event when you use the top command. Okay, and the top command, You have the wait event. Okay. And for the scenarios, I'm just gonna take a simple scenario. My scenario is really as in really long. Like suppose I have a couple of I'm asked to do a proactive, being proactive with my database. That means with my databases, or I'm a DBA and I'm asked to be proactive. Proactive means you detect the oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Okay. Proactive means you did. Oh my God. Guys, please give me 1 second. Please, 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 please. I'll be back. 1 second, please.
Hello, guys. Hello. Hey.
Hi.
Oh, it's because I can't hear. I'm in another, and I was like, maybe something happened.
Okay, guys, I am back. I am back. So, I was trying to take. Oh my God. I was trying to take a scenario. Suppose I am asked to be proactive. That means proactive means detecting errors before detecting problems before the error arrives. So I am a DBA and suppose I have a couple of enterprise manager environments available to me. I need to go, I just want to choose one and go with that one and explain that one. So, oh God. So I want to see the workload in my database, and the quickest way, the easiest and the fastest way to access the workload is to click on target, then you go on database. You go on workload, then target and database, and you choose to view by load maps. You choose to view it by load maps. Then, oh my God. Okay. Yeah, I choose to view it by load maps. Then I'll choose a database name. Suppose the database name is X, and that X has a database monitored on Enterprise Manager 12C cloud control environment. So I'll log into the database. What I'm trying to explain a work scenario where I am asked to use my AWR report. So I'll log into the database and I'll see the input, the output, and the resources usage for that database, the database X. So you remember when I was explaining the optimizer statistic, I mentioned the input, output, and the resources. So when I log in, I go into the database and I see all that. And if I move to the top activities, in the top activities, you have the performance menu and you have top activities. And from there, I begin to view more details about processing the different weight events. So user X is doing all kinds of inserts. Why is he doing all kinds of inserts? Because he's not using indexes. You remember one of the disadvantage of index is one of the, I don't know if it is an advantage or disadvantage. I think it's advantage. Index, you use less insert commands. So user X is doing all kinds of insert command. Why? Because it doesn't have an index. Index simply partitions tables and all those stuff. So you don't need to insert this, update this and all those stuff when you have an index. So I choose to click on the performance, the AWR report, and I have a choice now. What is my choice? I have a choice to either request a new snapshot to be performed, or I want to go to the top hour. Why do I want to go to the top hour? Because if it has been said that the snapshot is taken every 60 minutes or 1 hour. So I will want to go to the top hour, or I can do it manually as I explained to you guys using the start end command. Using the start end command. Okay. The next thing I want to do, okay, I always start at the top 10 events, as I told you, and I look at those with high weight percentages. The direct path to go there, I'll show you guys. I'll show you guys what I'm gonna see on my foreground weight class. I'll show you guys what I'll see on my top SQL elapsed time, and I'll show you guys what I'll see on my Exadata. So this is just a case where I am just asked to be proactive. That means I am searching for bottlenecks on his database. Another one can just ask you, you can just take a scenario where you are being asked to be, is it reactive or reactive? That means the problem has already taken place and you're asked to fix it using the AWR report. So that's basically what it is all about. My concern, that what I want to tell you guys is that when you're trying to explain it, don't explain. You are called to explain it and not to not to read a note. Not to read a note. You need to explain in such a way that you have understood it and you want to make other people understand it. I don't know if you guys get what I'm saying. You've understood it, you've done the notes, you've went through it, you've read it, you've understood it, and you want to make other people understand it. So you're not reading, you're explaining it to the class, or you're explaining it to the group. It's going to take more time, but it is better. It is better. So any question, any comment? Okay. So I am actually so busy. So I'll disconnect. And I don't know if you guys want to stay and have a class or whatever. But please, oh, I even forgot to show you guys my PowerPoint. Actually, it is not really a PowerPoint. I did my presentation on Notepad. I don't know why my PowerPoint doesn't work. I did my own on Notepad. So I am expecting everybody's one except Anita on you said tomorrow, right? Bibish, Corinne, Desmond, Eman, Marinette, and Monica.
I'm trying to fix my PowerPoint, but it's not working. Let me see. Maybe.
Mine is not working too, but you can just do it on Notepad, and Anita will do it on PowerPoint. Anita will do our PowerPoint. Anita. Okay. So
Yes, hello.
you can do our PowerPoint, right?
That's fine.
Okay. So I guess
Come on, you can do our PowerPoint, right?
We should all send it to Anita, right?
The ASH, yeah, you send it to Anita. The ASH has his scenario. The AGGM must come out with a scenario. AWR must come out with another scenario. If that one was difficult, and come out with another scenario. So you guys should do it before Thursday and send it to Anita. No, before Thursday you come with it in class back and let us know again, and we can see how we can make it and come with one. Okay.
So how long the presentation will take?
Actually, I'm gonna ask him, but since it is just 2 groups and suppose we have 4 hours, so
It's just 2 groups?
Yeah, 2 groups.
We are not 4 groups.
No, it is 2 groups per day.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we have 4 hours, so I guess it's gonna give us a little bit, a little bit of time.
Maybe he will use 30 minutes per group, and then the rest of time he will.
Yeah, maybe.
Go ahead with.
Anyway, I'll just ask him and let you guys know.
And you, our on is on Monday or Wednesday, because
Monday.
he said next week.
On Monday.
Okay.
Our on is on Monday. Oh, you guys, I'm gonna make someone else the host, or you guys want us to end the meeting?
I have a question. I didn't really understand the last session. I mean, the end of the last session. So I don't know if someone can help me.
The end of the last class?
Yes.
I was not even there, Mama. I don't know if anybody can explain.
The beginning, the first 2 or 3 hours was just like the PowerPoint, but when he went through the it was Enterprise Manager. I mean, with all the command, I didn't get it. So I don't know if someone has an idea.
Guys, can someone help me with my database? It keeps shutting down. Like, I don't understand what's going on. Something about the encryption table, but my encryption is closed. So I don't quite understand what's going on.
I don't know if you can share your screen and you can look at
Sure.
it.
Yeah. Because you see, if I go here, this is, I have all these errors. See all that, all these errors, and like I don't understand what's going on. And when I go to my alert log, it tells me it has to do with my encryption table. Now let's see, let's see. See, and all this happened since, it's like it's regular. Just every time I open my database. See, the crypting key, I don't understand. Wallet is not open. I know that the wallet is not open. And it keeps like force shutting down my database.
I don't what were you trying to do, Anita? Like, were you trying to do something?
No, like I don't know what happened. I think maybe when I installed Enterprise Manager, I think that's when it happened. And also I think, yeah, this database was crashed or something like that. So at least I thought I fixed it because it was able to open and I was able to do everything. But then ever since then, like every time there's this, it's idle instance.
And let me just make sure this encrypted keys and tables, we set it right.
Yes, but I closed it because
Oh,
I
okay. Oh,
think,
okay.
yeah, because they couldn't locate the trace file. So I closed it and I deleted that archive log.
Okay.
I guess I should have restored it, but I wasn't sure how to do that. So I just went ahead and deleted it.
So that it doesn't do anything on the database, like you can't do anything on that.
I think well, honestly, I have not even been working on my database, but all I know is that it just force shuts down my database. It's like if I log off today, my database is up. I come back tomorrow, it's gonna be like even earlier today, I was on it. I turned off my computer, I come back, and then it's like shut down.
Okay.
It's not space issue. So should I like check the encryption?
An instance of problems.
How do you even do that again? I forgot.
Do you describe it?
Describe the $V thing.
Encrypted encrypt.
See, it's close. Oh my God. Where is Emerald?
And what does it show on your
Oh
your account log?
This is what it shows right here.
Errors in file. Did you go to those files? Like,
Oh, no, I did not. So RDBMS, CLSDMO trace
yes,
underscore 11.
don't close. Just put it down.
Uh-oh. Which one was it again? Oh Lord.
It was a trace one. Oh God, I want to see here.
And it's the same file. So it's TLSDMO trace TL underscore SMON underscore 1. Where's S? So is this one? What's up here? Is it trace or which one is it?
Yeah, it's trace.
Okay. Can you even read this file? I don't.
Maybe it's gonna be encrypted.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be. Oh no. Okay, wallet. I know the wallet is not open. Or should I open it? I don't know.
You can go ahead and open it.
Yeah. How do you open it?
There's no link somewhere. MK2R. Electron.
Oh Lord. Okay, I'll just go back to my notes and figure it out.
Okay, just let me know if it works.
Okay, all right. I will. Thank you.
Okay, you guys have a good night. I guess I'm gonna end the meeting.
Okay, bye.
A good night. See you on Thursday.
Good night.
Good night.
Desmond, don't forget to do our point.
Maybe you should not forget to do what?
The PowerPoint.
Be professional.
Okay,
Akisa,
there's no problem. Let's
thank
change
you.
about Congolese girl.
Yeah, I'm going to look for you somebody really professional for you, Belle. My
If you don't
friend.
find me that Congolese girl, begin to do your assignment yourself, please. Don't test me.
No, on demande le 7 of Ronaldo. Good night.
Good night.